Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter The Age of Industrialization, class 10th, History, and today's session we will cover the topic the peculiarities of industrial growth, role of weavers, small scale industries, and market for goods. So let us start. European managing agencies were interested in industrial products which they could export. They established tea and coffee plantation and invest in mining of indigo and jute. Their products were not for sale in India. When Indian businessmen began setting up industries in the late 19th century, they tried to avoid competition with Manchester goods. The yarn produced in Indian spinning mill was coarse and was used by handloom weavers of our country or exported only to China. By the first decade of the 20th century, a series of changes affected the pattern of industrialization. Now we talk about the recapture of home market by Indian industrialists. As Swadeshi movement became stronger, the nationalist leader argued the people to boycott foreign goods. Industrialist groups pressurized the government to increase tariff protection and grant other concessions. From 1906, the export of Indian yarn to China declined as the products of China and Japan flooded the Chinese market. Industrialists in India started cotton cloth production, and this production doubled between 1900 and 1912. Till the First World War, industrial growth was slow. The British mills were busy to produce goods for the army. Thus, Manchester imports into India declined. Suddenly, Indian mills had a vast home market to supply. New factories were set up and old ones ran multiple shifts. Over the war years, industrial production boomed. Indian factories were making jute bags, cloth for army uniforms, tents and leather boots, horse and mule saddles, etc. After the war, Britain could never recapture its old position in Indian market. Britain could not compete with the US, Germany and Japan, and the economy of Britain was collapsed after the war. This way, Indian industrialists recapture home market. Now we talk about how small-scale industries predominate. Large industries were mainly located in Bengal and Bombay and formed only a small segment of the economy. Over the rest of the country, small-scale production continued to predominate. Only 10% of the total industrial labor force worked into registered factories in 1931. The rest worked in small workshops and household units. Handicraft production actually expanded in the 20th century. Handicraft people adopted new technology like fly shuttle. It improved the production without excessively pushing up cost. Now here we read about the word fly shuttle. The meaning of that, it is a mechanical device used for weaving, moved by means of ropes and pulleys. Next comes the role of weaver. Amongst weaver, some produced coarse cloth while other wove finer qualities. The coarse cloth was purchased by the poor. In demand, fluctuated due to bad harvest or famines. In the time of bad harvest, poor people could not buy clothes as they had little to eat and their cash income disappeared. The finer variety were bought by the rich. Famine did not affect the sale of fine varieties such as Bolachri or Banarsi sarees. Further, mill could not imitate the intricate design of the weaver. Here the meaning of intricate word is that it is the thing which is very complicated and detailed. It is very minutely detailed. Weaver and other craft people live hard lives. Their life and labor was integral to the process of industrialization. Now we talk about the market for goods. Advertisement, labeling and calendars were used to popularize product by both British and Indian manufacturers. Advertisement through newspaper, magazines and hoardings were used by the producer to expand their market. Advertisement make product appear desirable and necessary. They tried to shape up the minds of people and create new needs in them. Advertisement played a very significant role from very beginning of the industrial age for developing a new consumer culture. Initial stages of advertising in India. When Manchester industrialists began selling cloth in India, they put label on the cloth bundle made in Manchester. Sometime the image of Indian gods, goddesses, example like Krishna, Saraswati, were used in these labels, which made the product manufactured from a foreign land appear somewhat familiar to Indian people. By the late 19th century, manufacturers were printing calendars to popularize their product. Unlike newspaper and magazines, calendars were used even by people who could not read. Beside the images of gods, sometimes figures of important persons, emperor, nawabs were used in advertisement and calendars. They denoted the message that the quality of the product could not be questioned as it was used by such personalities. Advertisement sometimes became a vehicle of the nationalist message of Swadeshi. The message of nationalist was, if you care for your country, then buy product that Indian produced. This was the message on that Swadeshi product. Now we conclude the chapter. The age of industries has meant major technological changes, growth of factories and making of a new industrial labor force. Small scale production and hand technology also played key role in the industrial landscape. That's it with this chapter. Hope you all understand that. Have a nice day. Take care.